Every problem has a solution. You know, but don't make it in such a way that for every solution you get a problem. That's what is the whole vice versa thing that's been happening.
Because we need to think before making any decision.
Yes.
Just take time, because every decision does not like make in a one day.
Yeah.
Maybe some decision take a few days, few weeks, or even a few months. Just think about it, then make a decision.
Yeah, and to be really honest with you, I've always taken risk for whatever it is. You know, risk is like, you know, something that you have to take risk in order to, you know, to get somewhere.
To push yourself.
To push yourself at least.
Hi everyone, welcome to SuccessVisa another podcast. आज हमारे बीच हैं क्रेक जी जो कि है एक बहुत ही हाई टेक सिटी मुंबई से, और जो आज ऑस्ट्रेलिया में एक अच्छा खासा नाम कमा चुके हैं. सो उनकी स्टोरी है, हम उनकी जुबानी ही सुनते हैं. तो वेलकम टू SuccessVisa पॉडकास्ट क्रेक जी.
First of all, I would like to thank SuccessVisa and the entire team for having me here. And I came here in 2019 as an international student, and I worked, like, you know, obviously I've been through ups and downs, learned a lot in Australia. In Australia is one, not only Australia, but any international country that you travel to as a student, you have a lot to learn, a lot to, you know, explore, a lot to, you know,
discover new things.
My thing is that, you know, whatever you do here, you know, you got to be proud of it, whether it's a small thing or a big thing. And whatever work you do, whichever thing you do, you should be, you know, not ashamed of it, because any work that puts food in your plate is a successful thing or a good thing, you know, that's what I can say.
So you said that you come here as an international student.
Yes.
So what opportunities you will get in the starting of your career? Like you promote from an international student to a well-known person in Australia.
So the thing is with me, I believe in one thing, you know, you got to work hard. Number one, you got to be consistent with whatever you do. And number three is you don't have to give up. And main thing is you got to do what you want, not what everyone else is doing. So it's like when I see a lot of people, you know, saying that, hey, you know, you can study this, hey, you can study that, oh, there's bright future in this. But do I really fit into that category, or do I really, you know, am I that person who's really, you know, able to do it? Then it's fine. But if not, then obviously, you know, I will do what I'm capable of.
Yeah. The study is related to your previous study, related to your interest. Personal interest is the main thing.
Yes, personal interest is very important. Yeah. Because what happens is, you know, when you force someone to do something that they are not happy with,
to do that,
they will not do it full-heartedly. But if you're doing something that, you know, is something out of your wish, that means you are happy, and, you know, that leads you to one step closer to success, or one step closer to your dream goal, or a dream job, or whatever it is.
Because we need to think from the heart, not from the brain.
Yes, heart and brain, both. Obviously, you know, they're connected to each other. So
yeah, definitely. If we're looking for the others, what they are saying, so we can't do it by interest. So as you said that you come here as an international student. So what are the hurdles you face in the beginning of your career? Because as an international student, everyone has faced a different pathways. Like everyone faces a different difficulties. So in your case, what difficulties have you faced?
As an international student, when I came in over here, obviously it's a new country, so cultural shock, number one. And then number two is, you know, no family. Number three is everything by yourself. So yes, you know, at the initial stage, I think, you know, getting adjusted to the country is a very big thing. I took more than 6 months to get adjusted to the country. That is because obviously new place, time difference, and then, you know, everything was new. The study pattern is very different over here, and then making friends, and then balancing work-life balance, study-life balance was very different over here. So that was a bit of hurdles, I would say, but you overcome the hurdles with time, because this does not remain there for, you know, ever. It's just going to be there for a short time. It's like, I would say, like testing you. So life takes you on a test.
Like you can say that it's our training period.
Yes, it's your training period, you know. If you pass, or you can say probation period. Yeah. That's what I can use as. So when you say training or a probation period, if you pass the hurdles at that time, that means you are, you can do a lot of things.
You are moving forward to your
Forward.
future scope.
Yes. Yeah.
So you said that the first things you need to, there's a time management. So how will you do the time management in the beginning of your career? So now you also are busy. So how will you manage time nowadays?
So nowadays, so I'll tell you my entire schedule. So morning, obviously you wake up, you want to go to work, and then after work, you know that okay, you have your free times. What you're going to do in your free time is from after your 5 o'clock, that's your time. So there's two things: either you be productive, that is either you learn something new, or you look after yourself. What I usually do is either I go to the gym or I go for a run, just to freshen your mind up. Because you don't want to be,
because you need to give time to yourself.
Self, I think looking after yourself is very important. Because if you don't look after yourself at an early stage, then
what's the meaning of all the things?
You can earn a lot of a lot of money, you can make it, but what's the point if you're using the same money investing in doctors or other things just to make you feel fit? So that's one thing. 9 to 5 you work. After 5, either you learn, obviously you learn a new skill, and then after, like I do, read about a lot of businesses, opportunities, or learn to how you can improve yourself as a human being, because
working on ourselves.
Yes, or mainly is invest in yourself, and you are successful enough for your own self, because little steps or little things that you do for yourself makes you prouder and prouder every day.
The thing is, because we need to work hard day by day by day.
And it's not that what I can say, it's not easy, or I would not say like you're always born with a golden spoon. Sometimes you got to go through the bushy or the thorns to reach to a certain place. There will be always, there's hurdles in everything. There'll be ups and downs. Like
that's make a person strong. We can say that the person got experience from these things. How to manage these things in the future, because in the future definitely we get the same thing at one point. But the thing is, from the beginning we learn that definitely give output at the sometime. The thing is that when you are consistent enough, or when you are working, like say if you made a plan, it's not always necessary that your plan is going to work as per how you created it. Sometimes it will go like a snake, or sometimes it will go just straight like a sheep. So it's just like it depends. If it goes like a snake, also you'll reach there. If it goes like a straight line, also you will reach the same place. But in the both ways, experience is different.
Yeah, maybe if you go like a snake, you learn a lot, because obviously you come through a lot of hurdles and a lot of ups and downs. But if you go straight, you have the knowledge, but that's not what you really.
You don't have any. You got the knowledge, but you don't have experience. Experience is the main thing. Knowledge. I know knowledge is knowledge at some point, but experience is the main.
Experience is important as well.
So as you said that you come international student, then day by day you are working on yourself. So you are managing your daily routine. So how will you enter in this industry, the marketing industry?
So all right. So I studied my master's in marketing. All right. So I'm like I was always into public relations. That's always been my background. Since we are into back home, I worked in recruitments, and recruitments is all about interacting with people, and I feel that interacting with people is something who I am. I like talking to people regardless of whatever, because look, I don't judge anyone, neither I mean I'll try to help you out as much as I can with according to the scenario, according to my capability or my experience.
But what can I do for you?
Yes. So what I do is I talk to people, and then that's when I'm like, okay, I like talking to people. I like doing this. Let's try getting into, something useful. So then I came up as a marketing sector. Marketing is more on, public relations, how brand,
the way of
how it's more like how you putting yourself out. If you say as a marketing person, the most important thing is you need to know how to be there, like how to be present, how to, like make sure about yourself. Like, put yourself, think that, hey, my name is Craig and I come from, Mumbai. I studied in this university. I do this, I do that. So it's going to be like, oh, that you as a person will be like, okay, this guy's something interesting. Okay, tell me more about yourself, because you want to know more.
Interest. That's become interest.
And then what happens is, you may not, maybe, you might not tell me, but maybe you might learn something from me at that very moment. But, and that's where helps you, develop yourself. Maybe I might help someone change themselves today after this podcast as well.
Sure.
So yeah,
Because from the everyday we get a new learning,
Yes.
new things, we develop new things.
Yeah.
Definitely, I will like try to improve yourself by day. Work on you as much as you can.
And then after I finish my studies, obviously, the international student huddle, or you can say, the journey.
The real journey starts.
The real
after
journey
this time.
starts. Obviously, you finish your studies and then you start applying for jobs, and that panic. People
Looking
tell you,
for the
oh,
job.
look, you don't get jobs easily, this and that. But obviously, I think sometimes you gotta wait. If you have patience as well, you know how to wait. Automatically, something will come in.
Yep.
Something does come in your way if you worked hard, if you have that faith, or that, okay, I am going to get it, means you will get it. Sooner or later you are going to have it, for sure.
Yeah, because the big things come to those who wait.
Yes, you got to wait. You got to wait. You got to be, like I said earlier, you have to be persistent, or you have to be like, okay, I want to do it, means I want to do it. Have the right state of mind. You will always have people coming and telling me, telling you that, hey, why are you doing this? For what are you doing this? Are you crazy? Or, don't do it. It's not going to land you anywhere. But, deep within your heart and mind, like there's a small, voice screaming out to you saying that you can do it. You will do it. And yes, you are capable of doing it.
Because your work is making you happy.
Yes.
That's not about the people, what they are saying. You need to
Exactly.
focus on yourself, that you are capable to do. Is this thing make you happy? So you need to do that thing.
Exactly.
Rather than listening any people that saying that, hey, this is not leading to your PR pathway, this is not leading to your future career, this will not give you any jobs, rather than these kind of things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, now I'll come back to that point of yours. So after that, I got a job in
Marketing.
As a marketing executive in an RTO, RTO in Crake, obviously. And then I did not know head or tail of education, to be really honest with you. I didn't know what is in the education sector, what happens and stuff.
How all things work.
Yes, how all things work. See, it at the first, I would say first initial stage of 6 months to 1 year. Not 1 year, I would say 6 months. 6 months I was very new, I was learning different types of visas, learning different types of courses, learning, what it leads you to, what
structure,
everything. And then, when I started, it was like during COVID period, when COVID, like, you can say 2021. So that was still COVID period, and people are just, getting back to the office and everything. And then that's where I used to, like, I seen a lot. I mean, I worked towards everything, like, started reading, like knowing, okay, this is there, these courses lead you. Then I think after in the mid 2022, that's where I started, going full, as a marketing person, meeting people, talking to them, learning new things from them. I would learn a lot of things, which I didn't even know or have knowledge about. Because sometimes they say, it's always good to have knowledge about what. So basically, the point is, when you want to sell something in the market, or if you have a product that you want to, put it out at the market, you need to have knowledge about it, or you need to educate yourself first about what you have as a
what you're selling.
Yes, what you're selling, why you're selling, what are the benefits, what is the benefit of the opposite person, because you're selling the products. Yes, that is for your benefit as well as for the people's benefit as well. So that's where when I started learning, I started sharpening myself, and I got more and more sharper. Then I worked for a while, picked up more experience, met a lot of people, grew my network. Main thing I would say for an international student as a tip, networking.
Yeah, definitely.
A very important key. Yes. Do not, say that, oh, I'm Indian, so I'll stick to my Indian community. No. If I'm Pakistani, I'll stick to my Pakistani community. Or if I'm from China, I'll stick to my Chinese community. No,
like you don't need to stick any particular.
You don't have to stick. I'll tell you one thing. When you mix with other nationalities, or when you network with people around, you learn, you grow.
Definitely.
But if you're in your own bubble, you're never gonna grow because you don't learn.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because what happens is, I would have the same knowledge what you have. Yeah. And then that's just in the same circle.
There's a one circle
just in the same four walls. You have the information, but beyond the four walls, there's a lot of things. Yeah, you got to learn. You got to meet people. You got to talk. You don't have to be shy to talk to anybody. These countries teach you how to go and talk to people.
Definitely. How to manage yourself in multicultural, because Australia is a multicultural.
Multicultural.
We have the Fiji, Pakistani, Nepal, from Bangladesh, from the South America, South Asia, everywhere. We need to meet every people because from them we learn new things. Maybe we will learn the thing that we do not know before that.
Yes, correct.
I personally experienced these things from the students. Who, like, we have students from the Fiji, like from the Philippines. We learn new things from them.
Yeah. And learning, I think, is not wrong, and there's no age to learn, or there's no age to say that, hey, this is not my cup of tea. No, you learn whatever you want. Maybe you might learn it later, but at least you gave that attempt. Giving an attempt or giving a shot is very important.
Just try your best.
Yeah. Try your best. There's nothing that is not possible. You see, there are slogans for Nike, for Adidas, or for the big brands. Why did they say you can do it? And that's like with the right sign, not with the the cross sign.
That's with the tick sign.
Yeah, and then with Adidas they say anything is anything is possible. Anything means anything is possible.
The famous, like, in the word impossible, there is a meaning. I am possible.
Yeah, I am possible. I am means you can do whatever you want. And so then, like, moving, I started going networking with people. I met people, and obviously it's not that once I got a job means my life was all relaxed and I'm living the king's life and all. No, it's just that there are ups and downs at workplaces as well. You go through you go through some challenges sometimes, but overcoming those challenges is very important, very, very important. Sometimes you would have a toxic work environment. Sometimes you would have staffs who don't like you. Sometimes you would have too much pressure or too much work on you. But when you have that thing of doing it, the willpower to do it and face it, it puts you forward.
Yeah.
But if
it makes you strong.
Yeah, it makes you more and stronger and stronger. It's not like earlier I would not, I'd just, stress myself, or I would be like, oh, this is too much of a headache. I would crib to myself, and, keep complaining. But today when I see myself that, when I look back, I'm like, yeah, this is something, what I faced then is all gone. And I would say I'm sharpening myself every day. Every day or every moment, Like today, maybe after this, what I'm talking to you, maybe I might become something much more better. I would, improve my skills.
Improving yourself day by day.
Yes, day by day. Nothing happens overnight.
Yeah. Sure.
If you see people saying, hey, I made, millions of dollars or billions of dollars or, or whatever. Everybody has put the hard work. The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah, because they do not see about their struggle, because they come to the position the many years, like 7, 10.
Yeah.
They are seeing only their success. They are not seeing their struggle, how many years they have spent to going from one place to another.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because we have seen a lot of people who are struggling from the 10 to 12 year. After 10 to 12, they are finally getting the success.
That's because there are the reason why this is happening is because people do not get the right guidance, or it's just that they get influenced very easy by
In the
others.
beginning, we have to listen to the people what they are saying.
Yeah, what the people so say, if you studied a particular course or if you work somewhere. Like, I'm not only focusing on studies over here, I'm talking about work as well. So if I say, hey, study this course, you'll get PR. Or if I say, hey, work with that company, you'll get a PR.
Yeah.
But the reality is not that.
That.
The reality is something different, where your personal experience tells you your entire journey. That's what most of the students, most of the international students fail to do, or would going by someone else's advice, or taking not wrong advices, I would say, but wrong steps,
or misguidance, we can say.
Because if you're misguided and if you think that this is not right for me, stand up at that very moment. Don't wait until the end, or something like, say, when your course is getting over, or when you're almost on the end of your when you're on the end of getting your work over or something like that, then you come and stand up and say, hey, I've got an issue. Until then it's too late. Or maybe there are solutions. Definitely. Every problem has a solution. But don't make it in such a way that for every solution you get a problem. That's what is the whole vice versa thing that's been happening.
Because we need to think before making any decision.
Yes.
Just take time, because every decision does not like make in a one day.
Yeah.
Maybe some decision take a few days, few weeks, or even a few months. Just think about it, then make a decision.
Yeah, and to be really honest with you, I've always taken risk for whatever it is. Risk is like something that you have to take risk in order to to get somewhere.
To push yourself.
To push yourself, at least. If you don't take risk, you don't know. You won't learn anything. You won't face people. You won't know the reality. To be really honest with you, like in India, I had everything. I didn't have to come, bother about anything. My parents had their business. My uncle has their businesses, and it's like family businesses. So I could just, get up and just say, hey, I want to work today. I could have just done that, but I didn't want to. I'm like, no. I'm like, it's their hard-earned money. They worked hard for it. They put in the efforts. I don't want to, just be
silver
there.
Spoon or golden spoon.
Yeah, I didn't want to be there, because I would not take things seriously. It's because obviously that's already
you already have
already there.
So
it's a ready-made thing, so I would not, but when I said no, I'm not going to do this, I said, okay, I'm going to take an opportunity, or I'm going to try something for myself. If it works out, it works out. Then I decided to move to the countries, to any other country to study. So I had applied for Canada first, as well as Australia, both. But then I got my offer letter from Australia first, and that time the visa process was very quick from Australia. So I got my whole paperwork done, everything, got my visa and everything. I came here. And then, like you said, the first 6 months that you asked me, what are your hurdles? I was every day thinking to myself, why? Why am I here? I want to go back home. The first 6 months was just, when am I going to go back home? Or when am I going to get back home?
So many thoughts in the mind.
Yeah, because, coming to an empty house is what, pinches you the most. Is because, when you come home, when you're in your home country, you come home, you have your parents, you have your brother, you have, people around you. And then suddenly, when you come to a country like, Australia or Canada or UK, US, anything, any other international country, as an international student, when you enter a house, that is empty with nobody and no food on the table, it does, make you feel a bit low. But saying that, you overpass or you overcome that situation as well. And then you learn to cook by yourself. You learn to, make everything, how to prepare. That's the first step of creating, like managing your time. Now, that you have a, so say, I'll tell you, if as an international student, what happens is you have a set timetable in your head already.
Definitely.
But sometimes we do not follow it, but we already know, oh, hey, I've got to go to my uni or my college at 9 o'clock, and then the lecture will get over at 4 o'clock, and then, after 4 o'clock, I need to go to, get groceries, maybe to Woolworths, Coles, or whatever, XYZ supermarket. And then after that, you'd be like, hey, I have to prepare something to eat. Obviously, I can't sleep hungry. I mean, even though there are days that we've slept hungry.
You need to do everything by yourself.
Yes.
No one is giving to you.
So in that way, that's just the initial start. And then once you get the habit, the routine is formed, then you know, okay, I got to get up at, so-and-so time because the bus leaves at so-and-so time. I got to get there for my lecture at so-and-so time. Then I got to go to, if I have to get groceries, I have to leave. And then my bus back home. So that's already a timetable which is already there, which has already been there with every international student. It's just that if you follow it, like properly, then yes, you know about it. But yes, if you say that, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I'll sleep. The next bus is there. It's fine if I go 5 minutes late. But the 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, becomes a habit over a period of time, and then, you keep going late. And then that's where you are. I mean, the later you are, you miss out on a lot of important things. And I think I realized it as well when I used to go to work. I mean, I used to turn out late sometimes, or most of the time sometimes, is because of certain personal issues that I had, And then, yes, automatically, I learned from that, I'm missing out on a lot of things. And then, you don't want to be picked up on every time. So you want to stand out. So, you start changing yourself, your routine. Once you change your routine, once you change everything, you fall into place.
You're talking about the timetable we make in our school days, but we
Yeah.
do not follow it.
We say, oh, we'll go back home, we'll sleep for 1 hour and then get up, go to tuition. But the real fact is like, we got to go to play. But yeah, but I think when we've been following the timetables from childhood, but it's just that, I think when we get into college, we don't really follow it because obviously, it's a freedom. In school, what used to happen is we are already in closed doors, So if you are going to school at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, you are bound to leave only at 12 o'clock. You can't run away. But if you're in a college, so that's where it is happening. I can sit for 1 lecture, 2 lectures, 3 lectures,
Like what courses we are offering in the AVM like that?
So in AVM, I'll give you a brief about AVM, what we do, what we don't do and stuff. So AVM, so we are Australian Vocational Management. So this is, we focus mainly on work integrated learning. Most of the courses that what we are delivering is work integrated learning. Is where the student gets enrolled with us, and can get can work as well during his course time. When he works, he or she, whoever's with us, enrolled with us, so the student gets the work experience as well as they get placed at the same place. We're focusing more on placements as well as the student getting a full-time job. So our journey is like, you come with us, you get enrolled with us, you finish your course with us, you get a job also done by us. Like, we help you get a job. That's the whole thing we do. Because obviously, not all the providers are doing it.
Yes.
I mean, they would say, okay, providers will tell you about the job ready program that they're giving, but nobody's going to tell you, nobody's going to tell you, hey, I'm going to help your students out to get a job as well. Or that's my responsibility. We are taking 100% responsibility of putting your student into a proper job area, because there is a huge shortage. Talk about mechanics, motor mechanics, there's a huge shortage. Have a look at it. There's more than 30,000 odd jobs that is, there's been a shortage of more than 30,000 jobs. And then talk about beauty parlors or, hair, the salon, whatever, hair cutting. There's been a shortage of that. Then talk about chefs and cooks. But just because the chef thing or chef or cook, whatever it is, got out of permanent residency, a lot of students who have the skills, who have, are really good chefs, have missed out and have, left the course and are working in something odd job. So here, what we are trying to do is we're trying to bridge in the gap between
the education and the job
and the jobs. So what if we have our restaurants as well? Sometimes if the student, we try to help them out in the restaurants as well. They can maybe go there, work for a while, so they can learn new things.
Because the trade course is like that's the trade course. Job or your experience is the main thing.
Yes, that is important. That is really important, because tomorrow to get a skill assessment done, like when I had to get my skill assessment done, I needed work experience. Definitely. Any job that you any skill assessment or anything that you want to do, you need to have experience.
Definitely. For example, if we're taking, as you said, that the cook or chef, we can say that the cook or chef is a main important part for everyone daily life, because we go to the restaurant, eat the food. Definitely. But if for example, if the chef is not prepared, they don't know how to do that.
I would say a chef is the heart of a restaurant.
Definitely.
Because if your heart stops working, you're dead. But if your chef is there, if your heart is beating, everything is working.
Well,
Correct. And if your chef is there, that means your restaurant's working. So yeah.
Okay, so you we are also offering the education as well as the employment, which is the main, as you saw that there is a lack of employment
opportunities, and as well as what we're doing is we're trying to deliver. So we've got approved hours that we can help the students out with. We are approved providers who can help the students develop skills.
Is like you said that you are accredited, or you can say that you are affiliated to providing the students job.
Yes, we are, because if you have a look at like a course structure, you can go to Cracker's, the training.gov and all those Cracker's websites. So when you look at our courses that is delivered by us, you can have a look. You can go to every individual course, whether it is commercial cookery, whether it is hairdressing and salon management, or for the fact any other course. They have the work integrated learning. Now, what work integrated learning, or you can say the work, they have those work hours already there. So that's a part of their course, which most of them do not really, put it out there. So what happens is the student can during his study period, he is allowed to work for that many hours. Plus, he can work, or she, whoever is there in the course, or the student
in the future.
Yes, they can work. So 24 hours is here, and then they have 24 hours more. So that's more an advantage, where the student is learning plus working, and he's getting paid as well.
And he's getting experience in his own
yes
field. Because, and I already tell every student that start working in your field rather than working in any field. Start working in your field.
The reason why most of the students fail to do so, can you tell me?
The reason is there is not aware about the how to find the jobs. Some of them not getting job, and even some of not properly educated for that. According to my opinion, rest depends upon the student, their capability.
Fair enough. All right. So the thing is that with students, the first thing is they don't look at what experience they're going to get. All they look at is the dollar, which is, again, I would say a major drawback, which is actually not really what you need. If you are getting a job in your field, even if it is a less pay, all that matters is what you learn from it. Money you can make once you get the experience. You start from small, then you can grow big.
Definitely.
If you get a job in the field, whatever it is, even if they are paying you $20 an hour or $30 an hour, just take it. Why? Is because you learn. once you get the experience, you can automatically demand for more and more later.
Definitely, that's the main thing. Then because if you have some experience, then lots of people are there.
Are happy to hire you. You know,
Definitely.
they want to hire you.
Like for example, if you are hiring any, for example, marketing manager, I am here that I have a capability, so you will definitely offer me a big amount rather than any other company offering me.
Exactly. And in AVM, we try to help our students as much as we can. We give them a good support, whatever it is, you know. Any questions, any queries, we personally go get involved and, you know, talk to the students, you know. Like, obviously, look, sometimes we have students who, you know, have a lot of personal issues or whatever, XYZ issues, you know. And they need someone to talk. Obviously, they need someone, you know, to hear their issues or whatever it is. And
they need a person to person.
Yes, a person to person conversation. What happens is most of the students, you know, think that college is a burden or study, you know, like, oh, they treat, the thing is that with the education sectors, there's two different sectors. When you talk bachelor, higher education and vet sector. What happens is, you know, the way it is being sold in the market as a student, I will tell you, not as a marketing person or as, you know, a part of AVM. I'll tell you as a student. The way it is sold, you know, like it is sold like, oh, you study bachelor's or higher education or master's or something, or you're on a good level. If you study vet, you know, that means it is a lower level course. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to do it. I'm not only blaming
any particular
person. I'm blaming everyone in general. The way it is sold out. If you really look at the trade courses, you make more money than what a person
higher education,
what a person would make in studying in higher education. It's because everybody needs tradies.
Yes, definitely. Because
whether you need, see, I'll tell you, if you need if your tap is broken, you need a plumber because you don't have the skills. Correct? If your house wall is chipped, you need a painter. You again don't have the skills. Okay, you might know the paint, but you won't get that 100%, you know, what you really expect. You won't get that. Then you have your car broken down. Okay, if your car is broken down, you won't repair it because obviously you're not a mechanic or you don't have, you might have knowledge about the engines, but you might not have knowledge about the parts.
Experience.
So that's where trade courses play an important role. Remember, without tradies, you cannot do anything. Nothing. If you do, that means you're master of all you're jack of all trades, I would say.
Because everyone required a tradie
in
their daily
life. You do need, whether it's a carpenter, whether it is a chef,
everything.
Whether it is a motor mechanic, whether it is a hairdresser. You can't, okay, the biggest thing, you can't cut your hair by yourself.
No.
So where do you go? You go to a salon.
Cut by.
Yeah. So you go to a salon, and when you go to a salon or, you know, a hairdressing parlor, that's where, you know, okay, you get a style done for your hair or whatever. So that's where the trades come in.
That's what trade.
Now I will just tell you, okay, as a higher education person, can a marketing person do it? Just a simple question to you. Can a marketing person do it?
No,
I can't.
No.
I cannot. I can't cut a hair. No. I can't, you know, go as a motor mechanic because I don't have the knowledge.
And the thing is, like, for example, you have a house and you're like the grass are, you also need a grass cutter for that.
Exactly.
You can cut grass by yourself, but about the perfection you want.
Yes.
You will not get perfection by yourself. You need to hire any tradie who will do the grass cutting, make the level. You can't do it.
So you can see that, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, trade courses, like, you have a lot of trades and there's a shortage in every state, but it's just that, you know, it's been ignored by a lot of people. But if you really see, that's the gap what I'm trying to fit in. That is why when I say about jobs, that means we know. That's why we've come up with an initiative like this, where, you know, a student comes to us. Even if he's not, okay, one more thing. It's not always compulsory that a student, you know, if he's not studied with us also, like, you know, he can do that program with us for 10 weeks and then, you know, we'll obviously train them, get the things done, and then then we place them to a certain place. But yes, that's what we are doing. It's not that I'm open to recruit any kind of student, as long as they're willing to, they have the willingness saying that, hey, I'm happy to get into that.
Job is most important, and the experience.
Yes.
Because you said that tradie is always in demand, in Australia, in any
country, anywhere. Even for the fact in India as well, or even for the fact in you say China or say any country
in the world.
You do need tradies. It's because why? It's because they are specialized for that particular job. I cannot paint my house. I cannot I can't make this table.
Right.
I can't even fix a commode. Leave about or even I can't repair the tap. Until unless I have not done a course.
You cannot do any all the things by yourself. You need to anyone hire who is expert in the thing. You cannot be expert in everything. Like for example, you want to expert in the cabinet making, for example, or you can say you want to be in the cookery. You cannot do both things at one time. You can perfect only one time. So thank you, Craig. Thank you for giving us so much time. So at last, can you please tell me your overall experience you got from your life or during your journey, so we can share with the viewers who are watching your video.
All right. So my thing is that stay focused, work hard, don't give up. Whatever comes to you, you might have good days, you might have bad days, rough days, depressed days as well, but you have to stand up every day, go to work, regardless of whatever. You have to face it. Get up, go for it, face it, or face every challenge and do whatever it takes, but do it. Don't stop doing it. If you stop doing it, that means you are one step going backwards to your success or towards your goal. So that's what I have to say. Keep on going and
don't stop.
Non-stop. No worries.
Unless your breath stop.
That's later part. That's not in our hands. That's in in the hands of God.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you.